Okay guys, I'm going to make a small comparison and quick sort of analysis. It's the first one that I'm doing. I probably will end up doing another one when my stuff runs out on Asia. Basically I'm going to try and talk about global versus Asia. Now I don't want to pit people against each other in this, so please understand. I am not pitting Asian people against European people or any shit like that. I'm just going to talk about my analysis of how the servers are. The first big thing that I want to talk about is Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero in global is a huge thing. For people on Asia server who have never even heard or never even used Sub-Zero, on global, if you use Sub-Zero, when you are shot by an enemy, you almost receive zero penalty as far as recoil goes. But I notice in Asia, even when Sub-Zero is equipped, your gun still kicks up and down quite dramatically. That's the first thing I want to say. So Sub-Zero in Asia is almost useless. In global, it's OP. It makes the game in global. That's an important thing to understand. And that ties in well with guns. The guns in this server, from my opinion, seem to have much more recoil. A lot of the guns have a lot more recoil in this server. You will notice in my clips I'm shooting at the lower body / mid rift of the body. And this is for good reason. This is because, this is because in the Asia server, your gun kicks up a lot. You will notice when I'm being shot at, my gun will start to suddenly go up in the air really quite dramatically. So that's the first thing I want to say to you. The next thing is cache. The cache really comes down to only a couple of things, in my opinion. Just having a BSC gun is probably all you need. And medkit premium. They're probably the only things you need in Asia. Because, like I said before, the recoil, even with the cache guns that I'm using now, yes, the first 2 or 3 rounds are reasonably tight. But if you get shot at, you will notice, like I said, that my gun starts to kick up quite dramatically. Even with Tactical 1, as I've shown in a previous video that you can look at, which is Sub-Zero Test Asia. I will, when I'm back on global, I will do a comparison video. I will go back into Asia and I will show you a comparison video. So do not worry, that content will come just to help you see, you know, the videos. Then we get on to the OP. Okay. In global, the cache guns are OP. Most of them are pretty OP. And in a lot of cases, that's just the way it is. But in Asia, it seems like there are some strong guns, but personally, the ones that I have, they don't seem too OP to me. That's just my opinion, remember. It could be different for you, because I understand Asian players might say, well, actually, compared to some other guns, that gun is fucking OP. But compared to the ridiculous zero recoil guns that we have in global, and the fact that Sub-Zero is so powerful in global, global's easier, guys. Global is easier. You would not believe. Now, I also have to take into consideration that I do have lag. The lag is noticeable sometimes. There are situations where I'm shot and the person looks like he's just shot me through the wall, but it's slightly laggy. But in global, I don't have those problems. Now we can move on to the meta. We can move on to, like, the things that people do. In global, it's all about that rain. It's all about rain. It's all about having a Brent tuning or a Scar Arum or a similar gun, an NX rifle or an M4 NZ rifle or an Uzi NZ, and just spraying people. It's all about those very low recoil guns, and usually it's accompanied with rain, and they dominate people. In Asia, it is different. In Asia, from what I've understood, and I could be wrong again, so people who play Asia more than me can correct me with anything I've said here. In Asia, It seems to me like the meta, like the big, the real powerful guns, are the Blackshot Cash / Mastery shotguns. That's the NX shotgun I'm talking about here, and the Blackshot Cash shotgun, like the that Wolf shotgun, Spas Wolf. There we go. Sorry. The Holy Shotgun, the BSC one, it seems to be reasonably good, and like I said, the NX shotgun seems to be the shit. It seems to be really good. And then we come to snipers, very very competent snipers on Asia server. A lot of people who I see, who I assume are mainly BP players, will use sniper. I equip armor 4. Because sniper and shotgun are really the two weapons that I actually get destroyed by. So yeah, characters in Asia, not really a thing. There are some, of course, there are people who cash a reasonable amount and they buy a character as well, but I see very few Rain users, I see very few special character users in general. So that's that. As far as which server is good, if I would tell you this straight away. If I had lower ping on Asia server, I would play more on Asia server. The final thing to understand and the final thing to take into this is that I am enjoying Asia server a lot, and it may well be because of the fact that the GM team that we have now on global, apart from some members which I won't name, but there are members in there who are very nice and good, but the majority of the GM team, or at least the people who really make the difference in the GM team in global, not really my cup of tea, guys. Not really going well for me right now. So yeah, this is just initial, but more will come soon. As usual, thank you for watching, guys.